Hello and welcome to this series of videos on article marketing. In this video, we'll be talking about what to keep in mind while coming up with the title of your article. The title of your article is a very important part of your article because, for one, it's the first thing that people will see when they come across your article. More often than not, the title is what people use to decide if they will take the time to read your article or not. You can have the world's best article content, but if the title stinks, then no one will ever know how great your article is. Naturally, the title has to be relevant to the article and structured in a way that people will want to read your article. If you are able to use related keywords in your title, then consider it a major bonus, but don't force them in if the result is a stupid sounding title. If you cannot get the keywords to work in your title, then at least try and work them into the body of your article. If the reader comes across your article from an article directory through a search engine, more than likely the first thing they're going to see is the article title, such as the case here. And again, this may determine whether or not the reader will take the time to read your article or the other articles on the search results page. Now, let's go over some points that I'd like to cover as far as what I think is some things you may want to include or at least consider when writing the title to your article. Let's use some numbers, and lists. Think David Letterman, but at the same time, don't go overboard. For example, the top 10 reasons for, or as in the case here, let's scroll this up here a little bit, the 5 top traffic generators. Now, at the same time, you don't want to go, like I said, over the top. You don't want to say 50 ways to increase your targeted web traffic. That's a little bit much, and that may give the reader the idea that, well, hey, I only have a couple of minutes. I don't have time to read 50 ways or 1,000 top ways. So keep it within reason, just as they've got here, 5 top traffic or 7 ways to enhance. Another thing, use power words, like secrets or fast, free, exposed, tricks, tips. Things to consider there. I've got a good example here for that. Here we go. Squeedo marketing tricks exposed, as if they were trying to hide something from you, and now we're on to their secrets and we're going to expose them for all the world to see. Which kind of leads me to another tip, attention grabbing. You want to make them curious, make them want to click that title so then they will get to your article. Try not to make the titles bland, because if the title stinks, then they're just never going to know how good your content is in your article. So this is the door to your article. If the door is rusty and ugly looking, chances are nobody's going to come a knocking. Another good thing to consider is to put a question in the title. Like here, what is the heart in heart-based marketing? Not sure what that means, but maybe if somebody that knows what heart-based marketing is, they might be curious about that. Another point here I wanted to make as far as a question, this one here. Why is search engine optimization important? Well, that's a good question. And even for somebody that has some kind of an idea as to why it's important, well, they may want to see if their answer is included in this, or they might just be curious enough to see if maybe I'll learn something new today. Thus, the question will get them to click on the title and read the article. Another good thing to add to articles, or at least ways to consider to add to your title rather, is the 2 words how to. Always makes for a powerful title, of course, as long as it can be relative to the subject. Now, some of these titles are good for some people. They may not be good for others. Like, for example, here, this how to create, it gives me the idea of, I'm going to learn something new from this. It's not just somebody trying to broadcast a statement. It's getting me to want to click on this to find out how to create giant profits, from tiny little classified ads. One example I wanted to point out here, and by all means, no disrespect to the author, but this title here, it gets a point across, but it might be a little bit wordy. And I would probably spend a little more time, if it's possible. It may not be possible, but if it's possible to hone this down a little bit to just a couple of words. I mean, I'm a coffee drinker, so that may interest me, but for the general populace, this might be just a little bit too wordy, especially if there's other articles on the search results page that is a little less wordy and may invoke me more to want to click on those titles instead of this one. So, Hannah, great article, by the way. I read it, and it's got some great information in there. But the title is just a little bit wordy, and since the video I'm making here is on titles for articles, I would say this one would not be in the top 10. Top 10. Anyway, if you're looking for ideas on titles or catchy words, power words, that you could use in your titles. A couple of good ideas, I think, is to check out, newspaper websites or TV station websites or magazine or tabloid style websites. Because, for example, whenever you're standing in the grocery line or a store checkout aisle, all the magazines and tabloids and the headlines they have, well, those are great examples of eye-catching, attention-getting headlines, just like your article title. These magazines only have a short time to grab your attention and get you to pick up their magazines, of course, hopefully buy it and not just read it while you're waiting to check out. So pay attention to their structure and try to use similar structure in your title. And for example, this one here, this is an NBC station locally here. As you can see, they don't have a lot of space or time to get your attention to click on this link. So these guys, they're professionals. They do this quite a bit. But just using these as ideas, what power words are they using? What's catching your attention? What is not catching your attention? So, of course, you know what not to use. And, of course, the National Enquirer. They only, again, have a short amount of time to capture your attention span. You're fired. These things here tend to grab your attention, and they're short, sweet, and to the point. So again, attention grabbing, make them curious, power words, questions, and how to in the article title will definitely get people thinking, and of course curious enough to want to click on the title link and get into the article and read some more. Now remember, your ultimate goal in article marketing is to get as many articles published as possible. And equally as important is to get those articles read. Now, after that is the quality of those articles. No matter how great or terrible the article is, if it's not read, then no one will ever know just how great or crappy the article was. So the title is more important, actually, than the content. So having said that, the time you spend on an article marketing should be mostly on the subject matter and the titles, because you can always get someone else to actually write the articles for you, or you can use what is known as private label rights products, or PLR, and break up the PLR ebooks, for example, into articles and use those. So long as you have strong titles and publish many articles, you will see just how powerful article marketing can be for your business. The more articles you have published, the more website owners will want to publish your articles on their site. Then visitors to the article directory, as well as visitors to all the other website owners who have republished your article on their site, will be sending visitors to your site, as well as building those important backlinks to your site that those search engines love so much. Now let's recap some of the points in this video. Make your title relevant to the article. And if possible, use keywords. And if it's not possible to make your title sound good using keywords, at the very least, try to get some keywords in the body of your article. Lists and numbers, like for example, think David Letterman, the top 10 this, or the 5 best ways for that. Those always go great in your title. Make your title attention grabbing, and if possible, make it a question. Another thing that will make your title very powerful is to make your reader curious. Make them want to click on that title to get into your article. Look at it as a doorway to your article. If your reader is curious as to what's on the other side of that door, chances are greater that they're going to want to open it up and check it out. And also, if possible, try to use the 2 words how to. Those are very powerful when combined and using in your title. They work great. Now this brings us to the end of this video on how to create a powerful title for your article. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great day.